Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Adrienne White, and we're here at the Community Arts Center for yoga class. We have classes every Tuesdays and Thursdays at 1 o'clock and Tuesday evenings at 6 p.m. So today, we've had some requests for some good, long, languorous stretches, some ways to really limber our bodies without getting overheated in the warm days of summer. So for now, I'm going to invite you to lie back on your yoga mat. If you prefer, be welcome to sit in a chair or to sit on your mat. But our opening portion of our yoga practice is to slow down the movements of the body and let our bodies get settled and comfortable. And then to begin to slow the breath, letting our breath settle into a nice peaceful rhythm. And then to center our attention. First part's easy, let your body settle. Whatever is your comfortable position. If you're sitting, we want to have good posture, stacking hips and shoulders and ears. If you're laying on the mat, maybe you're doing what we call corpse pose. Just surrender to the support of the floor, allowing the stresses, the hurrying of today, and perhaps of any preceding days to just fade away. You've brought your physical body here for your yoga practice. Now let's bring our attention, our focus, our awareness to our own individual selves. Whatever happens outside of here and now doesn't affect you in the moment. So turn all of your attention to yourself, letting your yoga practice be all about you. Notice your breath. Feel it flowing in and flowing out. That vital, life-giving breath that keeps us going. And give yourself all the time it takes to let the lungs fill fully. And then give yourself all the time it takes to let the lungs empty completely. And we do that with each and every breath. Slow, full inhales. And slow or complete exhales. And perhaps, after a few more long, slow breaths, we begin to notice some of the tension or the tightness in our bodies beginning to drain away. Medical studies have been done to show that slowing the breath to 6 breaths per minute can lower the heart rate, can lower blood pressure. Blood tests have shown that slowing the heart rate to 6 breaths per minute can reduce the production of our stress hormones and increase the production of our relaxation hormones. All for free. No medication required. Just focus on taking all the time that you need to let the lungs fill from the bottom, through the middle, and up to the top. And then emptying the lungs from the bottom, through the middle, and out the top. And as our bodies are supported by our yoga mats or our chairs, allow yourself to just surrender into the support of what's holding you. We don't need tension in our neck or our shoulders. Let it go. We don't need tension or tightness in our lower back or our hips. Can you breathe it out? Let it fade away. And as we feel the muscles and the joints in our body gently softening, gently coming to a resting position, notice, does turning all of our focus to our breath or to the feel of our body cause that whirlwind of thoughts in your mind to begin to quiet and fade away? Just focusing your attention on your breath and your body. Allow your emotions to become a little more peaceful, a little calmer, a little more centered. Today, as we conclude our opening relaxation, if you're using any yoga props, gently slide them to the side. And we'll go ahead and let ourselves lie on our back in what we call corpse pose. Okay? So if you're already there, great, that's good. Let's turn it into a tension reliever stretch. So as we breathe in, we reach arms up to the ceiling and then to the wall beyond our head. Can we spread our fingers wide? And notice, will your shoulders allow the backs of your arms, maybe even the backs of your hands, to drift all the way down to the ground? If that's not comfortable for you, please, if you find that you're stuck here because it's uncomfortable, put a yoga block under the arm, or bring the elbow down and put a yoga block under the hand to support you. And then as we reach through the arms, let's flex the feet, meaning we're bending the ankles and we're stretching through heels and calves. Fingers reach to one wall, heels reach to the other. And while we hold our stretch, we still breathe. Breath flows in and breath flows out. And we notice how much effort this stretch takes. How about one more breath in? And on the exhale, we'll gently drift our arms back by our sides. We'll let our feet tip out to the outer edges of our heels. And as we release all our effort, notice how good it feels to just rest. Next, we'll open our arms out to what we call shoulder height. Arms open like the letter T. And again, we're trying to let backs of hands and, if possible, little fingers and thumbs open all the way down to the ground. In our day-to-day life, when our fingers are relaxed, our fingers curl in towards the palms of our hands. And as we become older, that inward curl becomes more pronounced. So let's balance that by stretching the palms, by stretching the fingers open. We'll add some stretch to shoulders as we inhale, just left arm up to the ceiling, reaching as high as those left fingers will go. And now on the breath out, extend the left arm across the chest, left fingers reaching out as if they want to try and touch right hand. Left elbows extended. And how's that stretch that you're feeling where arm meets your shoulder? What we call the point of the shoulder. How's the stretch behind the shoulder blade? Remember, we hold the pose while our breath continues to flow. On an inhale, we'll reach that left arm back up to the ceiling. And on the breath out, we'll gently drift back down, returning the arms shoulder high to our letter T. We'll switch sides, inhaling to reach right arm up as high as you can stretch. And then on the breath out, right arm extends across the top of the chest, elbow lengthened and extended. And as right fingers reach towards the left hand, how's that stretch in the point of the shoulder and behind the shoulder blade? We breathe as we reach. On an inhale, we'll return right arm up to the ceiling. And then on the breath out, gently drift back down. Noticing as we rest the arm to the mat, and both arms are in letter T, the openness that we now feel in the front of the shoulders and in the center of our chest. Again, we'll inhale, left arm up nice and high. Exhale, reach left arm across the chest towards right fingers. And then if you like, there is the option on the breath out to turn your head left so that your fingertips and your nose reach in opposite directions. How's that stretch in the right side of the neck? On an inhale, We'll reach left fingers back up as our head returns to center. On the breath out, gently drift that left arm back down and release. Notice, does the left arm seem to feel a little longer or heavier than the right? There's no correct answer. Just notice what differences you experience between left and right halves of the body. And now we'll go ahead and inhale, right arm up to the sky, reaching high. And on the breath out, right arm reaches across the top of the chest to the left. And we turn our head opposite to the right. And we breathe. Remember, we hold the pose. Our breath still flows. And then we'll inhale, right arm back up, returning our head to center. And exhaling to gently drift back to our letter T. And now that we've done an equal stretch between left arm and right, is there any difference in what you're experiencing between left and right arms, shoulders, sides of the neck? From here, we'll bend our elbows to point our fingertips to the wall beyond our head, doing what is called goalpost arms. So we started in letter T. We bent our elbows, seeing if we can bring backs of hands either to the yoga mat or floor. If you need, put a yoga block or a rolled up towel under a hand to support it. And notice how simply bending the elbows and pointing beyond the head deepens the stretch that we feel in the front of the chest and the front of the shoulders. While we're here, let's add a little stretch for lower back by bending both knees. Feet are flat to the mat, and can we lay the small of our back down to the ground? We'll do pelvic tilts. On the inhale, we point our tailbone down to the floor, noticing how the small of your back arches away from the mat. On the exhale, we reverse, pressing belly button down to the ground to curl our tailbone up towards the sky in front of us. Noticing how we're creating length in lower back and strength in those abdominals. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhaling to point the tailbone behind you, arching lower back, lengthening through the abdomen. Exhaling to press our back into the mat as we curl our tailbone up, strengthening our abdominals. As we do our last 2, enjoy the gentle rolling, flowing movement of your spine. Can we feel the muscles strengthening? And then can we feel the muscles alternately lengthening, releasing any discomfort or tightness in that lower back. When you've done your last exhale, return to a neutral spine. We'll bring our arms back by our sides, palms down. And now we'll create some strength in the back of the body to create length down the front of the body. So feet are flat to the floor. If possible, heels are under your knees. Toes and knees point straight forward. We'll do bridge pose. And by pressing the feet into the floor, we feel our hips lifting up. I find that my head sort of slides away from my shoulders, and it creates a little more length in the back of the neck. We have length in the front of the torso, length in the abdomen, length in the quadriceps, the muscles out the tops of the thighs. And that length is created by the strength in our hamstrings and our glutes. And if you'd like a little push of the back of the arms into the mat. We're widening across the front of the chest and the shoulders. We're lengthening in the back of the neck. And of course, we are still breathing. When you're ready, exhale, and can we slowly from the shoulders bring 1 vertebra at a time all the way back down to the ground until the small of our back, our pelvis, and our tailbone are flat to the mat. Let's do a pelvic tilt, inhaling to point the tailbone down. Now first, exhale, curl the tailbone up to the sky, and follow that up by bringing knees to the chest. Knees can be hip-width apart so you're not squishing your belly if you just ate lunch. If you'd like, hook your arms behind your thighs and see if your thighs sink a little closer towards your ribs. That helps give us a little more length and stretch in our lower back and in the glutes and the tops of the backs of the thighs. We can add some length to the back of the legs by inhaling to unbend the knees, lifting flexed heels up to the ceiling. And while we're creating length in the hamstrings, backs of the knees, calf muscles, use the strength in your shins to point your toes back down to your nose. And then when you're ready, on a breath out, we'll bend the knees. We'll return our feet flat to the mat, hip width apart, heels under the knees. Bridge pose a second time. Inhaling as we float our hips up to the sky, pushing with the feet, pushing with the backs of the arms, perhaps sliding your head away from your shoulders for a little more length in the back of the neck. Feel that strength in the back of the body. That's what gives you the length in the front of the body. And after all the stretching that we did for the back of the body earlier, that's why we're strengthening it, to balance it. And then we'll come on back down. And once we've rolled back down, again, we'll stretch out lower back and glutes, our knee to chest pose. If you feel you would like to add a little stretch to inner hips and thighs, you can open your knees out to the side walls, placing the soles of the feet together. And if your arms aren't long enough to hold your ankles, use your yoga strap, a necktie, a nice soft belt out of a bathrobe, and just loop it around the outer edges of your feet. Using the strap allows you to keep your arms down to the mat, so there's no tension in neck or shoulders. And we can use the strap to gently keep the outer edges of our feet against each other as we open knees wide, creating some stretch in inner hips and thighs, keeping length in lower back and glutes. And then if you would like, we can inhale, straightening the knees, lifting our flexed heels to the ceiling, and here, with the strap just below the little toes around the balls of the feet, it helps us hold our heels directly above our hips and helps us keep our feet flexed for that maximum safe stretch in the calves. Nice, slow breaths. When you're ready, we'll gently remove the strap, we'll bend our knees. We'll bring our knees back to the chest as we open arms out to the side, shoulder high. And now on your breath out, exhale and roll over onto your right ribs, your right hip, letting both knees sink as low to the ground on your right side as your body will go. At the same time, are you able to keep left arm, left shoulder towards the mat? If it's too much stretch in the front of the left shoulder, please be welcome to bend the left elbow and rest your hand to your shoulder. Or if you want the extension of an arm, be welcome to put a yoga block under the arm to support it. Now, while our knees went to the right, can we turn our head left? And as you look at that left hand, can you make sure that your left hand is in line with the point of your shoulder? Sometimes when we roll, our hand ends up by our forehead or our ear. Turn it to the shoulder. Those of you that feel you'd like a little more stretch for lower back, on the exhale, can we use our abdominal and our thigh belly muscles to pull our knees up towards that right elbow? Deeper stretch in lower back. Deeper stretch through the left side of the thigh. And for those of you that want even more stretch, an option is to inhale and extend out through left knee, flexing left foot. Right hand can go wherever it needs to hold the calf, the pants leg, the ankle, the big toe. And if you would like, you can use that right hand to gently bring left foot farther forward towards your right shoulder, adding length through the arch of the foot, stretching through the arches of our feet can help alleviate the discomfort of plantar fasciitis. And then when you're ready, we'll release the right hand so that we can bend that left knee. Now here's the most challenging part of our spinal twist. On the exhale, rolling back to center so that we return to knee to chest pose. And we can notice, do our shoulders and our ribs feel different? Do our hips and the sides of our lower back feel different? Again, we'll inhale, heels up to the ceiling, straightening out the knees since they've been bent for a bit. If you'd like, inhale to point the toes. Exhale to flex the feet. Noticing how as we point the toes, we're stretching tops of feet and shins. How as we exhale and flex, we're stretching calves and soles of our feet. When you're ready, we'll bend the knees back to the chest, and now we'll reverse our spinal twist, rolling to our left side, as low as your legs will allow you to go. If the legs don't sink all the way to the floor, be welcome to put a yoga block under the legs, or if there's a big gap between the knees, put a yoga block between the knees. If you find that the front of the right shoulder is uncomfortable and your arms up off the floor, again, there's the option to bend the elbow, bringing the hand to the shoulder, or if you want the arm extended but it's up, be welcome to put a yoga block under that arm to give it the support that it needs to relieve the discomfort in the shoulder. Remember, on the exhale, there's the option to pull those left knees up even closer to that left elbow, maximizing the length through the lower back, stretching through the glutes, the outside of that right thigh. And for those of you that want a little more challenge, there's the option on the inhale to push out through flexed right heel, letting the left arm move to hold the calf, a pants leg if you have long pants, ankle, big toe. If your arm's not long enough to reach your leg, loop your yoga strap around the foot, using your yoga strap as an extension of that left arm. And again, we can gently try to bring that right foot farther forward towards our left shoulder. Noticing which side of your body stretches more comfortably or more easily, this right side or the left side that we did earlier. It's normal to have one side of the body be stronger, to have the other side be more limber. As you're ready, we'll release the hand, we'll gently bend the knee, and on the exhale, we'll roll back to knee to chest pose. And from here, can we gently roll to one side and use hands and arms to bring us up to a sitting position. Sit however your body's comfortable. If you find that sitting cross-legged doesn't work for you, be welcome to have one or both legs extended. Do what's safe for you. I sit like this so much it's just second nature. Let's do some movements for the neck. Remember that when we sit, we want our tailbone pointed down. We want our shoulders rolled back. We want our ears over our shoulders. Let's go ahead and sink the chin to the chest. On the inhale, we'll sweep the chin to the left shoulder, up the left wall, across the ceiling. Exhale, sweeping the chin along the right wall, down across right shoulder to the chest. And let's do 2 more nice big circles in this direction. We're not dropping our head down behind us. We are simply lifting the forehead up, keeping some length in the back of the neck, even as we lengthen through the throat. When chin comes to the chest, remember, shoulders stay back, spine stays up. Now let's reverse. Inhaling to the right shoulder and up the right wall. Cross the ceiling. Exhaling down the left wall and across the shoulder to the center of the chest. Long, slow inhales. Maybe your inhale lasts 4 to 6 seconds. And with a long, slow exhale, maybe your exhale lasts 6 to 8 seconds. We'll do one more circle in this direction. Shoulders are relaxed. And when we've brought our chin back to center, let's inhale and gently look forward. Okay? Once everybody's back to center, if you want to roll the shoulders a little bit, be welcome to do so. Okay? And now from here, we're going to come to the front of our body, laying on our belly to do some more opening for front of chest and shoulders, and then we'll do some more stretches for the feet. So we'll start with a yoga pose called upper body locust. So as we roll to lie flat to our belly, toes gently point back. If you'd like, we can lift chin and chest and then roll the shoulders back, fingers reaching towards the toes. Thighs and knees can press into the mat to help your lower back and upper back muscles support you. Remembering that while we hold a pose, our breath still flows. So please, while you're doing your yoga poses, remember to breathe. Let's exhale, come on down. Now from here, we'll bring our hands up, we'll curl our toes under, and we'll lift up past hands and knees, reaching our hips back towards our heels. Like we want to sit our hips to our heels in a variation of a pose called child's pose. You're welcome to bring the forehead to the mat, to extend the arms out beyond the head. And now feel the length up and down the spine from the skull to the tailbone. How's that stretch through the back of the toes and the arches of your feet? Again, stretching through the arches is a way to help prevent plantar fasciitis and to help ease any discomfort if you already suffer from it. To come up, picture like a kitty cat, digging your fingers into the mat to pull yourself forward. If you would like, we can stop at low plank pose on our knees for a little bit of core, arm and shoulder strength. Those of you that want the challenge have the option to lift the knees, holding your body in the beginning of a push-up pose. When you're ready, we'll gently bring ourselves back down. And now we'll do whole body locust. So as arms reach back, chin is up. Notice I'm not jutting my chin forward. I'm keeping the nice long line, the back of my neck, like the back of my spine. And then if you'd like, we can lift the legs, trying to get not just the feet and the knees, but also the thighs off the mat. And feel the stretch across the front of the chest and the shoulders, out the toes. Come on back down. We'll curl our toes under, hands up by the chest. And this time, as we come from hands and knees, bring the hands up so they're under your forehead. Toes are curled under. Now let's lift our knees up and our hips back to downward facing dog. Relax the neck. Let the heels sink to whatever's a comfortable position for you. Reach your tailbone to the wall behind you so that we're stretching from hips to head to hands, from hips to heels. And then when you're ready, we'll gently bring our knees back down. And from here, let's go ahead and come up to stand. We'll do a sequence today called sun salutes. So however it works for you to come up to standing position, please do. If you use yoga blocks, we'll put them to the head of our mat. I like to stand between mine so that they're available as we do runner's lunge in our sun salutes. We start in mountain pose, which is our proper standing posture. Tailbone points down. We don't want to arch our lower back. So tailbone down. Notice knees are relaxed. I'm not putting my weight on my heels and locking knees back. Knees are relaxed. And I'm stacking heels, hips, shoulders, ears. Let's center our attention, bringing our hands to our heart. Okay, when you're ready, we'll inhale to reach up to extended mountain. Continue lengthening the front of your body by lifting heart center and hairline up. Breathing. I add a little squeeze of the glutes to keep my tailbone pointed down. We'll come back to extended mountain, and on the breath out, arms reach back as we bend at the hips. If you'd like, bring your hands to your yoga blocks in a standing forward bend. With weight to your right foot, walk or step that left foot back as many times as you need to have a nice big long extension of left leg. Notice right knee should be directly above the ankle for the safety of the knee. My wrists are under my shoulders to help support me. Now, let's reach heart center forward, roll shoulders back, and can we gently push that left heel back a bit to deepen our left groin stretch. Runner's lunge. We're getting ready to do down dog, so we can set our blocks aside, bringing our fingers to the mat so that right foot can step back to meet the left. We just did downward dog, so it should feel familiar. Again, we'll shift forward to our plank pose. I know not everybody likes plank, so if this is uncomfortable, bring the knees down. Notice the straight line of the hips. I'm not bending at the hips, keeping it straight. And now let's bring the rest of the body gently to the mat. It's cobra pose, so this time, hands come up under the shoulders. We want our forearms off the mat. You don't have to lift the chest very high if it's uncomfortable for you. But with a little push of the hands, engage those tricep muscles that go from your shoulder down the back of your arm to your elbow, and allow your body to lift to whatever is a comfortable position for you as we keep our hips down to the ground and our shoulders rolled back. On an exhale, come on back down. Whew, we just lengthened the front of the body. We'll curl the toes under. We'll lengthen the back of the body by coming through hands and knees and up and back to down dog. Again, tailbones pointing to the wall behind you rather than up to the ceiling. This is the toughest part of down dog for most folks, is getting out of it. We want to go to runner's lunge, so if you can, lift your head up, look to that space between your wrists. Weight shifts to the right foot. If you can do one great big step to bring the left foot forward, you do that. If you find that you need to take a couple steps, if you need to bring the right knee down, if you need to use the left hand to help walk that foot forward, do so. I like to use my blocks under my hands so that as I lift the chest, I have room to roll the shoulders back. And again, I can push back with the heel that's behind me. And now it's the right groin that gets to enjoy the stretch, lengthening the whole spine, the whole body. On the next breath out, right foot walks up to meet the left. We come into our standing forward bend. You can have your hands to your blocks, to your thighs. And then we'll sweep the arms back, inhaling to reach out. Come on up to stand extended mountain. Take heart center up, lengthening, opening front of the body, upward facing salute. And exhale, and bring it back down to prayer pose. And take a moment and notice, how do you feel? Is your heart beating a little harder? Is your breath perhaps coming a little faster? Let's do a second sun salute. This time it'll be our right leg that leads back. So just like before, we inhale to our extended mountain, right on into upward facing salute, keeping tailbone down. Let's come back up and exhale to our forward bend. If you'd like, relax the neck. In fact, if you can, gently sweep your chin left and right across the front of the chest, releasing any tension in the neck. We'll bring our chin back to center. And now it's our right foot that walks its way back. Again, one great big step, or hop 3-4 times, whatever you need, to get that leg extended. Noticing again, now left front knee is directly over the ankle. We don't want to get into this position where our knee's over our toes because that can strain our knees. So knee over the ankle. Now think of energy in your body. From your navel up, your energy's reaching out the crown of your head like we're trying to reach to that space where the wall and the ceiling beyond us meet. And from the navel down, our energy's pushing back like that heel's reaching to the floor. Okay, we're still breathing. Let's get ready for down dog so we can set our blocks aside. Hands come down, left foot steps back. We do our downward dog. Remember, we're not holding the head up to look to the floor between our hands. Instead, let the weight of your head hang so that it helps give us a little stretch in the neck, the shoulders, the upper back. In fact, in your downward dog, look behind you. Look between your ankles or your calves. Sometimes in life, it's nice to look forward. And sometimes in life, it's nice to look back on happy memories. Or to look back and see where we came from. To see how far we've come. Again, we'll do our plank pose. Whatever variation is best for you. Again, remember, if you would like, keep the hips straight, bring the knees down. If it bothers your wrist, there is the option also to bring the forearms to the mat. Whether knees are down or lifted, you can do a plank on your forearm if your wrists bother you. And then everybody, let's all gently release down. Toes point back. We'll bring our hands under our shoulders, rolling shoulders back, and letting the hands press into the mat to engage those triceps. Hips are down, whatever variation of lift for Cobra works for you. Remember, not jutting chin forward, just ears close to the shoulders. Remember, we're not straightening the elbows because if we lock our elbows, notice how my shoulders hunch to my ears. We don't want that because we do enough hunching in day-to-day life. So let those elbows bend. Besides, that's when the triceps get to say, hi there. Are we feeling them? Mm-hmm. Let's come on back down. Whew. Again, our downward dog. We went from stretching front of body to lifting up. Again, stretching back of body. To get out of the down dog, this time we look up to the hands, weights to the left foot. On the breath out, abdominal and thigh muscles walk. Right foot forward. If you want, use your yoga blocks. Please make sure ankle is directly under the knee. And again, heart center forward, shoulders roll back, and left heel can press back. Are we feeling a little stretch where left leg meets the body? Are we feeling some stretch in the arch of the left foot? Again, helping our plantar fasciitis. When you're ready, on the exhale, we walk or step left foot up to meet the right, returning to our standing forward bend. As you're ready, arms inhale to sweep us out and up to our extended mountain. We'll continue the upward movement by raising the heart center and the hairline. And then on the breath out, we'll come back, hands to the heart. Prayer pose. Just take a moment. I invite you to close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing that. And notice, can you feel your heart beating harder? Can you feel your breath coming faster? And if we relax our arms back down to our sides, to mountain pose, do we feel a little longer, taller, and maybe a whole lot stronger than when we first started? Okay. So we did forward bends, we did backwards bends, we did core strength and length. We did lots of strengthening and lengthening different parts of our body. Now let's see if we can stand on one foot for a little balance. We're going to combine two different yoga poses into a gentle sequence. So I'm going to clear my mat. Now, if you have any concerns about balance, I invite you to go to some place where you can hold on to a wall or a table or a chair, piece of furniture, something to help you with balance. Holding on will not in any way diminish the benefit that you get. It will only reduce your fear of falling. Our first yoga pose for balance starts as extended mountain, but we take our weight to the right foot and we pull the left knee up, flexing the left foot to create what is called one-legged extended mountain. So seen from the side, it looks like this. And let's come down. Take a moment, relax, catch your breath. And then we'll do the other side. So again, we inhale to our extended mountain. As our weight shifts to left foot, please make sure left knee is relaxed. We don't want to lock it back. And then we bring the right foot up in our one-legged extended mountain. Exhale, relax. The second pose that we'll do in our combination is tree pose. So this time, if our weight shifts to the right foot, let's turn our left knee out. And then you can do tree pose with hands to the heart, or you can have the arms up, lots of options. I like a round tree like a maple or an oak. Some people like to bring their hands to a point like a pine tree. And so whatever is a comfortable position for you. As you feel comfortable with balance, perhaps we can bring that left foot to our right ankle or calf or even knee. Think of your toes rooting into the ground. Let your fingers be the branches growing up into the sky, reaching for the clouds and the sun. Beautiful. Exhale, come on down. That was awesome, everybody. And let's see how we do as we shift our weight to the left. Turning right knee up. I'll warn you in advance, this is not my better side for balance. And so I'll tell you in advance, if you find that your balance is shaky as you lift the right foot off the mat and you need to touch the toe down for support, that's okay. Just smile about it and then see if you can bring the foot back and try again. If you want to keep the toes to the floor, that's an acceptable tree pose. If you want to bring them to calf or knee, that's fine too. And let's exhale, come on down. Okay, so here's what our combo is going to be. We'll inhale to extended mountain, weight to the right foot. Let's exhale, left knee up. As we breathe in, we open the arms and the knee to tree. As we breathe out, arms extend and we pull the left knee in. We inhale to open. We exhale to pull to center. Can we do one more time? Inhale to tree. Exhale, pull to center. Last time we do our tree, and we relax down. And if you need, roll through the shoulders and the toes. And let's do our side that maybe isn't our best balance. And like I said, please be welcome to hold on to anything that will give you support. Please feel safe putting your foot down whenever you need. So let's try it. We'll inhale to our tree. To our extended mountain. We'll exhale, right foot up, our one-legged extended mountain. Can we inhale to open to tree? And then exhale to pull it back into center. And inhale to open. Exhale to pull it back to center. Again, we'll do tree. Inhaling. As we exhale, come back to center. This is our last one-legged extended mountain. Let's inhale to our tree. And exhale and come on down. That was stupendous. Everybody did really good. All right. If you need, roll through the shoulders and the toes. Do you notice how strong your calf muscles feel after that? Standing on one leg and keeping your balance takes a lot of strength in these calf muscles. And so everything that we do to keep our strength in our toes, our ankles, our calves, assists us with maintaining balance. It's time to get ready for closing relaxation. So come on back down to the mat. Those of you that want the challenge, I encourage you to find a way to sit down without using your hands to the floor. Those of you that feel real good can cross the legs and sit down. If you prefer, you can come into a squat and then sit down. If you're not quite sure, you can just bring your hands to your chest. If you want more challenge, hands behind the head. And we'll step one leg back, gently bringing our knee down, top of the foot. And then as you feel ready, bring the other down. We can let ourselves start to sit back and down. And there we go. We've all made it safely down. For closing relaxation, whatever is your comfortable position. Just like opening relaxation, you're welcome to lay on your back. If having the legs straight in corpse pose is uncomfortable for your lower back, be willing to put your yoga blocks under the thighs to add a soft little bend to the knees. And then maybe even let the knees open out to the side to see if that's more comfortable for lower back. It lets the thigh muscles relax compared to trying to have your feet flat to the floor. If the back of the neck is uncomfortable by letting your head rest to the mat, be welcome to put your yoga block behind your head. Or if you're at home, maybe a rolled up towel or a pillow. And then in our closing relaxation, again, let your eyelids gently drift closed. We're shutting out the distractions of the world outside of us so that once more, all of your focus is on you and on how you feel here and now. If you're reclining, just surrender to the support of the floor. Maybe a nice deep inhale, breathing in through the nose, and just sigh. It can be an audible or a silent smile. And that slow release of the breath is also a way to release any additional muscle, energy, or effort we may have been holding within us. Let it go. You did your work. Now it's time to find the balance between work and rest. In yoga, we did the balance of stretching left and right sides of the body, of stretching front and back of the body. We found balance between strength in our poses like plank and balance with stretch like downward dog. And now we find the balance between work and rest. So give yourself permission to let the eyelids drift closed. Notice your breath. And as your breath moves in and out again, feel how your body moves with your breath. And then just like we did at the beginning, once you're comfortable with the smooth, steady flow of your breath, shift your focus to scan through your body from forehead down and out the arms all the way to the tips of your fingers. From your shoulders down through your torso and out your legs into the tips of your toes. Where and how do you feel differently now than you did when we first came to our mat an hour ago? Where do you feel more relaxed? Where do you feel stronger? Where do you feel more limber? There are no right or wrong answers. You are simply observing your own body as it is from a place of kindness and compassion, hoping that you find that more spots feel better now than they did an hour ago. In fact, maybe we can find that the whirlwind of thoughts in our mind has quieted and our mind is at rest. Maybe we can find that any upset emotions have calmed and we can just breathe and relax and enjoy. as we enjoy this time of stillness and softness and peacefulness, remember, you created the wonderful sensations and restfulness that you are enjoying right now. And that means that you can recreate these wonderful sensations again at any time, whenever you want, whenever you need. As this video will be on the Community Arts Center's YouTube channel, please be welcome to refer back to it at any time. And now, I'd like to invite you to gently begin to return your awareness back to the exterior of your body. Once again, becoming aware of those places where your body is in contact with the mat. As our awareness returns to here, to now, we can begin to bring movement in the body, maybe wiggling fingers, wiggling the toes. We can let the movement spread out into hands and feet, to wrists and ankles. If you'd like, rock the arms, rock the legs. And whenever you feel that you're ready, allow the eyelids to drift open. And then as you roll to one side, let's use hands and arms to carefully help bring us back up to a sitting position. Thank you so much for spending this last hour with me. Thank you to all the folks that are here in person today. Thank you, the viewer. Namaste. And I invite you to check out all of the Arts for Wellness's classes, all the additional yoga and chair yoga classes at the Community Arts Center on Menaker Boulevard in Westmont. If you'd like, give us a call, 814-255-6515. Till I see you again on the mat. Thank you.